Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel and welcome to a brand new segment I'm, I guess, tentatively calling Ask Swanky Cat. Cat hair on my tongue. So just last night, I asked you guys for some questions to sort of get things kicked off here, and we've definitely got some good ones here. I'm going to skip right to the bottom, though, to the one that sort of jumped out at me the most. Hippie Holler wants to know, why did I buy two antiques for my channel? The CRF Rally is hot right now in YouTube land. You bought 80s technology with bold new graphics. And I certainly did. The 2023 XR650 that I've got has two differences compared to the new model, the 2024, and that is that they rearranged the color of the stripes on the side of the tank. I honestly think the 2023 model that I got is by far the best looking, but needless to say, things haven't really been changed around enough to sort of shake up a bunch of interest across YouTube, and I've definitely been in a situation where I have tried to chase views and tried to chase what other people are doing, and to be honest, maybe something like a CRF300 Rally would have been a better choice, but there's a couple bikes that are sort of on the horizon, both for me and just sort of for everybody, that I would like to try. Like I said earlier this year, I don't plan on keeping any of my bikes longer than 2 years now. If I could do even shorter of a turnaround, that would be great. Obviously, the more content and the more sort of diverse content that I can put out, the wider audience that I'll be reaching. And I say all that, and it sounds like I know what I'm talking about, yet I still bought two bikes that, you know, haven't changed a lot in a long time. So as much as I do plan on looking at other bikes in the future and testing other bikes, possibly even a CRF300 Rally. I actually almost purchased one of those. I tried to purchase one of those the summer that I bought the Gen 3 KLR, but at that point in time, things were still nuts, and you just couldn't get a hold of one until the end of the season. The KLR was available, and at that point in time, I had been riding the Tenere 700 that I had chased down and tried to win the Yamaha. I guess did win the a golden ticket in the Yamaha lottery to get one of the first ones in the country. And at that point in time, I think my skill level just wasn't honed enough to be able to produce content that a lot of people would want to watch. I'm still not entirely there. I've been putting in a lot of work to try to make it better. But at this point in time, there weren't any bikes out there that were brand new and that I was super excited about. But owning the Gen 2 KLR, the 2014, back in the day when I got started making videos, then the Tenere 700, and then the Gen 3, the T7 doesn't really fall into this, although it sort of does because it's a kind of a budget do-all bike. Obviously very different than the ones that I'm on, but can sort of still get this, not sort of, can definitely still get the same jobs done. I had always been told by probably a lot of you guys that I should really try the DR650, and every once in a while I would get a comment about the XR650. That bike, obviously even from the videos that I've put out already, just kind of getting into it the first couple hundred miles, it always kind of seemed like a bike that wasn't really something that would be great for me, mostly because of the 37-inch seat height. Back at that time, I was still pretty nervous even on the, whatever, 33 or 34-inch Gen 2 KLR seat. So I was kind of always happy to stay away from that bike and leave that kind of to the professionals or the people that actually rode motocross bikes that bike is sort of styled after. But then if you guys remember, I was putting out those videos where I would basically compare the KLR specs to other bikes specs that I had, you know, kind of found in passing or that you guys had suggested to me or that I'd been interested in. So I compared I think it was the XR first and then the DR. And the XR video did a lot better than any of the other ones that I had put out. So that kind of sparked my interest, and just even looking, I guess, at the specs in both of those videos sort of triggered something in me that made me wonder, maybe these bikes, these 650 class bikes, aren't quite as similar as everybody, I think, sort of categorizes them to be. And honestly, maybe it was just me. I kind of don't think so. Maybe it was just me and my dad. But I've really come to understand now that they are very different. All three of them are very different. And that's why, after seeing those specs, I just figured it might be worth giving them a shot. And even if they weren't super different, at least I knew there were a bunch of you guys that had always kind of wanted me to try the DR, and a couple of you that probably wanted me to try the XR, and I figured they're kind of underserved markets. Why not give it a shot? You know, there's not really anybody else out there trying to really push their content with an XR or a DR like I am. And if there are some out there, I honestly, I try to not watch anybody else just because I don't want them to kind of influence me, just because I don't want to have something put in my head that I then later just repeat back to you guys. If you guys are coming to my channel to look for my sort of ideas or opinions on bikes or bike accessories or whatever, I want to give you as much of my unfiltered opinion as I can. And obviously that's not entirely possible because we're all sort of programmed through the people and experiences that we meet and have and meet. So if there is anybody else out there that is doing the same sort of things that I am with these bikes, I would actually be kind of interested to both watch their content and maybe even kind of plug in with them somehow on a video sometime and do some sort of collaboration. So let me know if there's anybody kind of around my channel size, or, you know, maybe a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, that you think would be an interesting pair to kind of compare notes on. But in general, I just kind of figured, why not give it a shot? You know, test these two bikes. I wasn't necessarily going out and looking for them. Essentially what happened is I put both those videos out. They started to do well. And then I'm always constantly checking Facebook Marketplace for deals that pop up. That's really why I ended up with the 701 2 years ago now. There's a lot of bikes that are overpriced that have been sitting for a long time. I'm sure in whatever area you're in, you can attest to that. But essentially, it just sort of happened that the, what is it, 1 year old, barely 1 year old XR popped up with less than 1,000 miles on it for $1,000 less, I think, than what you'd have to spend, not including any sort of add-on costs the dealership would add. So it really just seemed like the thing to do. There weren't any other bikes that were, like I said, directly available to me that were released yet that I thought I would be excited about, that I thought you guys would be excited about. And for years, some of you guys have been telling me that I'd be the perfect person to test the DR, and I figured if I've got the XR, why not trade in the KLR for the DR, which sort of just ended up working out perfectly. The DR650 that I now own had been sitting on Facebook Marketplace for a couple weeks, kind of early season, like my KLR had been, and we were both asking about the same price, so I thought, why not see if he's interested in trading? And he was more excited about it than I was. I'm super happy to have the bike. I cannot wait to do more testing on them, to upgrade them, and to kind of see where the builds take me and what I end up with. I think we will end up with some pretty impressive sort of light adventure dual sport bikes, whatever you want to call them. I've really been having a blast with it, and I don't regret it at all. It seems like a lot of you guys are interested in it. We've been getting a lot of new viewers to the channel that way. So I think it'll be great to have sort of the background base knowledge from sort of where all the bikes that we're out riding and hearing about today came from. Because, I mean, these really are legendary motorcycles that I think got a lot of people into it, or could have gotten a lot of people into adventure riding. Maybe they just stuck with dual sport riding because they are good dual sports. So I'm pretty excited about it. I hope you guys are too. Thanks for tuning in and checking out the video today. If you guys have any more questions that you think would be good for a video like this, don't be shy. Leave them down in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Stay safe. Stay swanky. Get out and enjoy this beautiful world any chance you get.